What's up, guys? It is Chris back with a very special watch unboxing. Today I have a Luminox, but not just any Luminox. This is the next watch that is being released under the Bear Grylls survival lineup of watches. This is the 3700 Eco Series. This was released for International Ocean Cleanup Day. That was yesterday, September 19th. And as I mentioned, this is in association with Bear Grylls, who is essentially the world's most famous survivalist. And this is a very, very good partnership because obviously this is in association with #Tide. So this is made out of partially ocean recycled plastic. It is a 100% recycled watch. So the watch itself is made out of 100% recycled materials. However, there is ocean plastic that is being used for the bezel, the case, and the strap are made out of 100% recycled ocean plastic. So a very special watch, and it is also a limited edition of 1500. Getting right into it, the outer box gives you a lot of information on the ocean plastic, #Tide, and of course, the watch itself. So we'll get into some of the details right now. The inner box is made out of, again, sustainable materials. And then you have the watch itself. Inside, this gets a beautiful blue strap, and the case comes in a very interesting brown color. And that's because obviously it is made out of recycled ocean plastics. And the bezel as well is also recycled ocean plastic, and so is that strap. Inside the box itself, you're getting a limited edition certificate, warranty card, and a booklet just with instructions on use of the watch. So here is the watch. As you can see, it has a blue dial, blue strap, sort of a brownish colored case and bezel. There is metal on this watch. There is stainless steel. You have a stainless steel buckle, which is signed Luminox. You have a stainless steel back, which is screwed in. There is a wave motif that is engraved on the back. It is signed 3 times by Bear Grylls, Luminox, and #Tide. There are slogans on the back here: never give up, every second counts. And then there is, of course, a bunch of information on the watch itself. 200 meters water resistance, and it gives the limited edition that this watch actually is, the number of limited edition. On the dial itself, you have a beautiful blue dial. There's a blue chapter ring that is going around with markings there. And then at the 10 o'clock, you have the Bear Grylls logo. At the bottom of the dial at 6 o'clock, or just above the 6 o'clock, it says never give up, 200 meters, and sapphire crystal. So this does get a sapphire crystal. Of course, this has a quartz movement. This gets the Ronda 515. The crown itself is made out of stainless steel and plastic as well. It has an orange shroud on it, and it is signed Luminox. So the watch comes in at 45 millimeters, 14 millimeter width, 50 millimeter lug to lug. And as I mentioned, you get a sapphire crystal with AR coating on here. You have a little bit of color accents on the watch itself. Orange, as I mentioned, on that shroud against the crown itself. You have some color accents in the bezel itself, and then on the minute hand and on the seconds tip, you have some orange as well. Then that never give up as well is also in orange. So let's listen to the bezel action on this, because the bezel action on this is surprisingly really good for a watch that's actually made out of plastic. So let's listen to that. Very solid. There is little to no play in the actual bezel itself, and it looks really good. So these do have tritium tubes. There are tritium tubes, as they put it, at strategic places on the dial. I wish there was a little bit more tritium on this watch. However, you have one in the bezel pip, and then you have one at 12, 9, 3, and 6, and I believe that is it. And then, of course, on the hands themselves, so on the second hand, minute hand, and hour hand. However, I believe that is it, but we will do a Lume shot at the end so you guys can see. And then there is Super Luminova on the dial, and that is on the 10 o'clock, where the 10 o'clock indice would be. They have the Bear Grylls logo, and they actually have replaced that with they replaced the 10 o'clock indice, and they've made that in Super Luminova, which I think is really cool. So very quickly, I will throw this on my wrist, and then we'll do a Lume shot. So before I do that, the price on this comes in at $445, But if I have not mentioned it, a portion of that price goes to Project Aware. So Luminox will actually donate a portion to Project Aware to help protect underwater environments. And again, just doing a lot to actually clean up the ocean by using ocean plastics, and then donating a portion of the money to help then clean up the ocean. So a very nice project, a very nice idea behind a watch. Obviously, a very special watch. So, like I said, I'll throw it on my wrist, and then we will do a Lume shot. Today, I am wearing the Soyuz from Warrenbach, one of the coolest watches that I've ever had on the channel. This is obviously made out of space rocket. That dial is made out of a piece of space rocket that has burnt because it was near the actual engine burners and just the rocket boosters. So what can I say? A really cool watch. So here is the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. As you can see, this wears actually really nice. It's very light. It's not a very heavy watch. Even though there are metal components to the watch itself, it doesn't wear very heavy at all. And it wears very comfortably on my 7.5-inch wrist. The strap itself is really nice, very soft and thick at the same time, and it just really forms to your wrist very nicely. The case itself is large, 45 millimeters. However, it wears very light, so it's very comfortable, and it looks really good on my 7.5-inch wrist. I think that this is a very cool survivalist watch. Obviously, Bear Grylls, one of the world's most famous survivor, if not the most famous, helped design these watches, and this is a really nice watch in my opinion. I really like it, but I'll be wearing it over the next few weeks, and I'll definitely give you guys an update on how I feel about it. But my first impressions are very, very good. What I'm going to do now is I'll do a quick Lume shot, and then we will wrap up the video. Okay, so you can see the Lume on here isn't insanely bright. However, these are tritium tubes, so they will last a very long time and they will not fade. So you're getting tritium tubes in key areas on the watch: 12 o'clock, 9, 3, and 6. Of course, on the hour and minute hand, and on that second hand, so you can see that the watch is running. Of course, the colors are a little bit different. So on the minute hand, you have it in orange, and then at 12 o'clock, it is in orange, so that you can get orientation in the dark. And then at 10 o'clock, you have Luminova, which is the Bear Grylls logo, as you can see, as the second hand is crossing it right now. So interesting Lume on it. It is not the brightest, as I mentioned. However, it is consistent, and like I said, tritium tubes will not fade, which is very nice. So $450 for this watch. It is not an inexpensive watch, but there is a lot that goes into this watch, and a portion of that is going towards a really good charity that helped clean up the oceans. And I think that's really something special. Also, just by buying this watch, you're helping cleaning up the oceans, because if they are successful with this watch, hopefully they will proceed with another model made out of ocean plastic. And I think that's a really good idea. A lot of brands are trying to do this and are making watches out of sustainable, recycled products. And using ocean plastics is a great idea, because if you buy this watch, it just makes the watch company say, okay, well, these people like ocean plastic watches. They're made out of ocean plastic. I'm going to go and get more ocean plastics and make more watches out of ocean plastic. And maybe it won't be a limited edition of 1500 next time. Maybe it will be a regular lineup of watches, and they will get a steady stream of ocean plastic that they will recycle to make watches. Anyway, tell me what you think of this watch in the comments below. I really want to hear from you guys. This, I think, is a special watch. I really like it. I'll be wearing it over the next few weeks, and I will definitely check in with you guys and tell you what I think. But obviously, I really like this watch. I like Bear Grylls. I think he's really cool. I like a lot of the shows that he has. He has a new show on Netflix that I've been watching, and it's pretty insane. I really like what he does, and I really like this watch that he's associated with it. So very cool. So like I said, add a comment below. Tell me what you think. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Please also follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I have a bunch of links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you purchase anything through those links, it doesn't have to be the watches that I have linked to. It helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra, interrupt your Prime benefits or anything, but it does help support the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, Thank you for logging on, and I will catch you guys in the next video.